Since you can't.
Okay, there we are. All good to go. Ah, it is good to be back. I'm back from having gone out earlier. Now in a terrible mood because of reading the bloody news of the bloody fucking government wanting to have a lockdown, but here we are! Fucking incompetent bastards. Anyhow, I need to go ahead and put a save in actually for a moment. Hoping that by December, when I do get the actual time off from uni, I'll be able to get a few more turns in there. That'd be quite nice. Get a few of the series going again. That'd be cool. Oh dear. Okay, I think I've got it. Yeah, so, Deadman did email. He said, what was it now? I'm going to read it now. It was like some quite smart little joke. Let's see. Here we are. Nice view of those fantails in your retreat from Wake. I mean, okay, fair. Okay, he can have that one for the time being. It's not that we're retreating from Wake, it's just simply that we're moving the logistical elements towards Rhaenmur, Quadulane really, because that's the territory port there. Backwards. I like it. But now, we'll be going ahead and bombarding pretty soon again, which will be quite good. Now, I do have the actual division. It's split between Inwartok and Quadulane. I'm going to have the actual troops from the landed forces, the Naval Guard, actually unload from the transport. I'm going to give them time to actually rest, and then we'll have them loaded back on board the actual ships again. The reason being that they have been on ships. Obviously, we'll have to take a look and see what the... I bloody hope that one doesn't require garrison. Yeah, we'll have to go and see what their fatigue's like. If their fatigue's up there to a certain degree, then I will have them taken off and rested. But we'll see. I think there's still another day before they arrive back at Quadulane, anyhow. But we'll take it back, yeah. The good news is, by the time they probably arrive, it's not going to be that far away from having the... Well, I'll not be that far away from having their full division available in that area. So what I'm going to do is have it split up into detachments, and then we can have it made ready there. Hey, done there, just... Not anything major as such. We have some battles, but not anything major as such. Right, that's S44. Oh, God, I can't wait to see them get in there. So this is the AMC Tamamaru. Now, there is another one as well. These are the very, very small minesweeping craft. I do hope they actually make it through to Wake today. There's two of them. I really do hope they make it through. It'd be interesting to see what happens regarding coastal defences of Wake. I just want them to actually bloody make it through. If they make it through, I'm going to be very, very happy. But if they can get through to Wake, assuming they do, then if they're not destroyed by coastal gunfire, they can start to clear mines from Wake, which would be really nice. Really good for a low risk. How you doing there, sailor? Hello there, Nibu. Pepe hands. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about there for. I imagine that they are going to get hit by coastal guns, but if they don't, then that's going to be great. It's a good thing as well, because we can obviously see about trying to clear some mines. Also, if they do go down to mines, or at least reveal said minefield, we'll see about that. Thank you very much, Spartan of Rome. 5 months, my man. Can't stay, just what I would drop. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah. That's much appreciated, that's much appreciated. I do hope you're doing well, by the way. We do have more bombers coming in here today. We decided to actually go ahead and start the bomber campaign. It did seem as if, I mean, this is it. I regret not hitting Chengdu earlier, but I just kind of assumed that Madman would have actually had a cap there, but he didn't for some goddamn reason, so... We're going to go in with all the sallies in the area here and begin hitting Chengdu. We should ideally be able to keep it up regularly then. Are you interested in humankind at all? Or is that like a... Oh, that's a game, isn't it? It's a game, right. What is it, the new Civilizations looking one? It looks pretty cool. I've looked into it a while ago. Yeah, exactly. Now, I do have these salaries there in Formosa, but I thought it was actually quite useful to actually have them over here. We are crossing the river and attacking here today, so if I can cause any sort of damage, at least that is something that can be done. Does help out. Right, let's see. Ideally, we do hit more Catalinas here today. We've been seeing reports of damaging Catalina 1s these last 2 days or so. We haven't seen any sort of indication of it, like aircraft on the airfield per se. So like normally you do see, if there are aircraft evident, you do see like a little icon. But I believe it actually does treat them differently if they're seaplanes or float planes. But no hits so far. Maybe he's pulled them out. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I did like Endless Legend and I did like Endless Space. Also, we're actually seeing the SB freeze again. That's great. It looks like it's actually flying at a healthier altitude there as well. Well, altitude to come in. Oh, actually, I take that back. 2,000 feet? 1,000 feet, wow. He got quite... Yeah, he's quite fortunate there to not be hit. Ah! So, these are the AMCs then, so they did make it into Wake, so it looks like it's got some SBD freeze over here then, so that's very good information to have there. So, he hits that one, so that's obliterated, which is not too surprising. But, okay, so... That's a shame that they both go down, but at least we know that there's now SBD freeze there. Interesting stuff. I would have preferred they survived, but we know he's got 11 SBDs. So, that's interesting then, actually. SBD freeze is obviously a carrier craft, isn't it? So, the question comes down to how did they get it? Well, how did they arrive at Wake there? Should have hit the airfield at Kienko with all the bombers. Well, I mean, this is it. We can keep doing that. We were going to launch, like, some sort of deliberate attack, but I'm going to go for a bombardment to, this day instead. There we go. We do have the Tojos. Yeah, possibly so. I didn't see which the unit was. But it's not easy for them to get out there. So that's good information there. It's a shame about the AMCs, but it's good information to have nonetheless. The Tojos are not that far away until we have more of them, really. Not that far away. Okay. SPD is probably Marine or land unit. Oh, the transfer range is 30. Right, fair enough, fair enough. I didn't think it was that great, actually. So, about 3 there, supposedly. Good. I'm surprised he still does that. I can't really see what's in it for him to do that. No, it's a shame that those AMCs went down. They're quite nice craft. I think those were the ones that came from a newer dock. So we'll have to get some of those sent out from Japan to replace those. They're very low value craft. They're very useful in what they can actually do. But hey, that revealed information to us there. Ah, there we are. There we are. Okay, now we're talking. Now we are talking. Right, PPY's there. Looks like it's actually arrived in the area then, potentially. I mean, that looked like an allied task force to the north of Wake. Interesting stuff there. Now, I do wonder if that's actually going to be the American carrier group, perhaps, or even some sort of surface task force group. But it's an indication of naval assets in the area, which is good to see. Now, we are in quite a good position because we don't particularly have to engage him outside of outside supporting airfields. And of course, that does vary because of, well, we have the H6K4s, but it depends on where they are. Depends on where they are. If it does come in close, we do have a support of actual strike craft. Yeah, he's aware of KB. So that's good there. So 224 casualties there with the Sally's looking quite nice. I wonder if he's still continuing out this way. If he is, then I can't fathom a reason as to why. Another 200 there. Quite nice. More disabled. Right, any more Catalinas? It'd be good if we saw them. Now we're playing a very interesting game. I mean, at this moment in time, obviously, we haven't seen what is to the north around Wake, but it looked interesting. It looked like a number of assets. But that's very interesting, man. If he's going to actually play... it's really interesting. We saw something, but have we lost sight of it now? I'm sure it was around Wake. I'm sure it was around Wake. Or maybe Marcus? I'm not too sure there. We had a sighting of something at least. I mean, what's his game? I mean, this is it. I can't fathom why he didn't challenge the KB when he had the opportunity to do so beforehand. I mean, sure enough, he struck in the Sankt-Joho, which sucks, but if he wanted engagement, and if he felt confident enough to actually tackle the KB, then he could have done it by now. I don't know. It's interesting. I don't feel like we quite have all the facts here. We'll find out, I guess. So moving into land phase. Fairly good turn on the naval front. Shown by the SPDs, but then this is it. Obviously, you can transfer them in 30 hexes, as we found. God damn, I need them to break there, but it's good to have these opportunities to keep on breaking them there. So 44 on our end is actually spectacular. Only 288 there, but still, that's 288, so that's still more, 10 times more being disabled there. I kind of expected more. No low supply here. It looks like we had a bad roll. Not a great roll. He does have the terrain in fairness. Right. I did decide to actually begin bombarding Ichang. It's a good thing to actually have there. It gives us an idea of what he has. Obviously, it gives him an idea of what we have, but in fairness, we'd be quite happy if he was to attack us, really. But I wanted to continue to cause damage to his men there, and continue to reduce his ability to fight. Obviously, he only has so much supply. Now then, so we see the second Chinese corps there. 18th. 68th, 75th. So the 87th there is the strongest by far. See, 2nd Group Army, 26th Group Army, 31st Group Army. So it's got support there, which is good. What is that Chinese unit to the China-Indochina border? China-Indochina border? I felt like I said China quite a few times. Are we talking about this one over here? Because those, if that's the one you mean, then that's the unit that we kicked out of Nanchang? Nanying? Nampang? I don't know. Nan something. So speed that up there. Oh, there we go. Nice. 190 casualties caused there. So no fire back against us, which is nice. Yeah, that's cool. Obviously, we'll continue the bombardment, then. That's quite nice to see. We do have our shock attack over here, which is really good then. So 25th Chinese Corps there, looking pretty damn weak. Actually, much weaker than I could have hoped for there, really. So that's actually, that's good. That is actually very good. And they went a very weird way. Now, that's an interesting result there. I think that might be indicative, of a supply situation over here in Chungking, because you'd imagine they would retreat towards Chungking. It's literally the next hex. But instead they've headed north towards Hengyang. So I wonder if that indicates that the supply here at Chungking is actually quite low. If at all in existence. So we see terrain there. 6 to 1 odds there. Yeah, very nice for us. Only 1 squad destroyed there. We inflict 2,144 casualties there. 67 destroyed, 104 destroyed, 1 destroyed. Excellent news there. That's exactly what I wanted. So we have a bombardment over here at Kianko. Now, this is the first time that we've actually included divisions in this. I've never really included divisions in bombardments beforehand, so this is actually going to be quite interesting to see just what the effects are. No, you have a land unit. Oh, is that the battalion? Oh, is that... Oh, that's interesting, but because we don't have all the actual hex sites, though, do we? I think Chungking's actually garrisoned, isn't it? No, we'll take a look anyway. Let's see here, then. So, 292 there, the 14th. This is good information to have here, because it actually does give us solid information as to what he actually has. So we see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's only 5 good cores here left. There's a lot of these other cores that are actually weakened. Got the artillery. So we'll speed this up here. So what we'll do then is we'll see how effective this is. What we might go ahead and do then, yeah, 1st Independent Infantry Group is there. I knew they were arriving, but is there nothing at Chungking then? I thought there was like a unit at Chungking, or was there nothing at Chungking? Okay, we can see that we actually are having a nice impact to their AV there. Okay. I still find it weird that they can't retreat there. I thought they could retreat because we don't have that hex side. Nice to see some of this artillery going down to 0, so I wonder if that indicates if we've actually damaged them. This is a fair amount of bombardment. Okay, so we have 79 casualties on our side. We inflict 502 casualties here then, so 8 squads destroyed, 31 disabled, 1 destroyed, 1 disabled, 1 destroyed, 3 disabled, 1 gun destroyed there. So on our end we had 7 squads disabled, 1 engineer destroyed there. So that's pretty good then, so it looks like it is actually nice and impactful to have that amount of guns actually employed. I think what we might potentially do then is see what the supply situation is like, and then potentially rest of my day to allow the supply situation to recover, and then we can attack again. So, he has a decent chunk of AV. I think what we could potentially look to do then is, we're kind of in this situation of where we could attack, but we're kind of almost like a one-to-one sort of thing here. So, I would like to reduce him further, and I would like to allow additional reinforcements to arrive. Just how long I wait on those reinforcements is another question there, really. But I think we might have to begin to make tracks elsewhere in China. But this is something that we can do practically free, and especially with the bombing campaign actually underway now, that should actually be quite effective. So I'm looking towards actually hitting his units, really trying to degrade the ability of his units. Also, his supply situation is always a good thing too. So we do have our units over here. Okay. So 446 and 467. Yeah, they're fucked. Yeah, group army. Yeah, they're fucked. Yeah, they're fucked. We'll be crossing over here then in about 2 days. Well, 3 days, sorry. Yeah. Did one retreat there? Oh, so we had 12 casualties. Yes, one destroyed, one retreats. Hey, did that FCB? Hello there, G. Good to have you. Yes, Sicarian, we're going over... so we're going for all of China, the entirety of China. That's going to be the idea there. Okay. So we have another deliberate attack over here. I'd like to say that we'll take it this time. I feel like we'll probably take it this time. And those raiders are just going to take some time to recover. I think the fatigue and etc. is not particularly helping them out, but I mean, this is it. There's a lot of units there. Yeah, I know, Thor, but bear in mind that he's using supply that he doesn't really have in abundance. We're going to be able to hit the airfields as well, but hitting the airfields is all well and good, but he still has those fortifications. So we will do it, but him spending supply in that situation is not a tremendously bad thing. But it's not to say that we won't do it. We can do both. We can do both. Don't worry your little head. It's been alright. Been alright, really. That's, yeah, okay. Disruption's not helping us out. He's down, still at fort level 0. Yeah. We'll give him a rest, and then we can go ahead and try and shock that. They should give. It's just those bloody units there. Right. I think we get the additional reinforcements tomorrow then here at Sorobaya. Still looking at that one. So they still have some decent AV. As far as it goes on job, there's not much in the way of decent AV left. We have our tanks moving down here. It'd be nice to actually get the tanks here, but we do have the additional troops moving in. Not a huge deal there, G. Not a huge deal. You'll be able to catch up pretty soon. How you doing there, silly? I just was interested to see what would happen, actually. Whether people would know about the stream or not. Good to have you, my man. Now it spans. That base there, I can't pronounce it, spans. Okay, pretty solid. Pretty solid. Again, I would have liked the AECMs, the coastal minesweepers to survive, but yeah. We know that there are now Dauntlesses, well, SPD-3s at Wake. Bombardment attack would be great. It would be great if we could get those kind of units on the actual airfields. Obviously, that means that we'll have to give them some sort of cover, to a degree. Just any cover. If he's not escorting those SPDs, having any sort of fighter cover is actually really tremendously viable. How am I getting VP loss there? They've got a fucking... fuck's sake. Ooh, a new air flotilla is actually really quite useful. Okay, that's good. That's very good, actually. We'll have to see where we could have that established. Yeah, we'll have to think about where we want to establish that, because another air flotilla is actually really quite useful. So what I'm going to do here then is do the usual. I'll save. Now, Gary chastises me for saying that it's already, like, dated, but I'm going to carry on now. I've started, I've got to carry on. And, actually, it'd be my birthday in-game. There we are. 18th of March would be my birthday. Nice. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look then. I'm interested to see what the task force was that we spotted. I'd like to see what that was. I'd like to say that we actually still have sight on it. Let's take a look. That's about... Ah, right, here we are. Nice, nice. Very nice. Yeah, so kind of as I imagined that he'd be heading towards midway. But there we are. We finally have a indication of where he may very well be. I can't help but imagine that this is not... That's got to be the carrier force, I'd imagine. I'd imagine that likely is. We do have our submarines in the area that can actually move towards him here. I mean, what he's doing to us, we can do to him. Which would be fun. Now, what's the distance there to Marcus? That's 21. Now, this is a beauty... So he spotted these then, okay. So I'd imagine these subs may have something in the operations report saying what kind of aircraft. So that's very likely to be the carriers, considering the fact that, well, out in the depths of the, of the Northern Pacific, there's not exactly many places with search. I mean, sure, you got this over here, but not entirely likely that they would discover things like this out here. I mean, how far away is this one? I'm pretty sure 25 is outside the range of the PBYs. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is. But cool. Okay. That is 24 hexes from previous location VSN. That's 4 turns of move, including a refuel of DDs. Cool. Cool. That's good information to have there. Right, the ARD is moving. I wish it would move a little bit faster, but as long as it's moving, that's good. I'd like to get it positioned down at Rabal, really. Right. Ooh, he's going to be angry about he's missed all this. But there we are. We have these assets arriving then in Rabal. So he's got detection on the DDs, but he hasn't got detection on this main body over here, which I'm quite happy about. Yeah, 1 hex per day, but I wanted to move a little bit faster. But in fairness, moving a hex a day is still pretty good for it. Okay. Still looking good there. Right, now we're seeing bombers and auxiliaries over here. That's good to see. It does make me wonder what we could do about bombarding that. I can't say that there'd be a huge reason that we couldn't bombard it. Seeing aircraft over here is actually pretty good, though. Be nice to get in there with bombardment. I thought we saw a task force around here, but I might have been imagining it. Okay. So a little bit of supplies on its way. 2k supply on its way as well. 2k BRI. Obviously we'll need more than that, but it's a good start. We do have more logistics actually moving into the area. And obviously all the supply in here is really quite handy. The fuel's going to be really quite good, but having that additional supply is quite useful. An ACM is always a good thing to have. How you doing there again, man? I think you can get... I think somebody was saying that you can get it free if you watch the Slivering Games channel on Twitch. I think you get like points and stuff for watching. And I think you can exchange them for games. I don't know how many points you need, but apparently you can get it free that method. There is going to be a sale as well. There's usually a sale at the end of the year, and it's a very good sale, so I wouldn't worry about it. It's quite cheap around this time of year, really. Well, if you want some good... Well, that's it, yeah, exactly. Yeah, as Helston says there, a USSR regiment is more or less the same as a... Okay. Okay. 280 hours. Yeah, you could just like set the account to watch. I mean, why not? But yeah, the game does go on sale quite often, and really quite good sale it is. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the actual situation here. I do want to try and get some Japanese work done tonight, to be fair, so I don't have a humongous amount of time to spend. So I've got a shitload of verbs. A shitload of verbs to memorize. And then again, it's 10 o'clock. It's nearly 10. We'll see. We'll see how we go. Right. Goods there being loaded. Not long down. Yeah. We're going to be moving additional supply down this way, which I'm going to be quite happy about. We do need that down there. Cargo. Loading fuel over here, so that's finished loading. I'd like these guys, because this is it, we can actually get the fuel moving to where we can make some use of it. Yeah, and ship losses, sure. Let's see. So 6 millenniums a day, apparently, which is great. Autopsy's not good. Adina's not great. Oscar, Sally, G4. 0. He loses a Widow Raid there. And a Hurricane PR2. Interesting. Ship sunk, so we had the 2 AMCs there. Yeah, they're only 1,000 points. Sorry, 1,000. Sorry, a single victory point. And they were sunk by a 1,000 pound bomb. Okay. Nah, I'm at university. I mean, Corona doesn't get you for university, so I've still got to go. What a joke, man. What a fucking joke. But enough of that. Reconnaissance Hurricane, man. Yeah, that's cool. Right. Would make sense potentially with the auxiliaries over here at Chungking. Possibly there, but I don't know about that. Right, awesome. We have arrived in position over here now. That's good news. So, if I take a look at this, obviously we control this hex side now, which is excellent. I do have these guys heading north as well. They're only 20 miles in there. But I want to get to that position there to block. My university is like 99% fucking online, so I don't know. I just kind of wish they'd make it 100% at this point in time because it's a joke. Oh well. Yeah, we get ours on bloody first time. Woo. Oh dear. Right. Yeah, exactly. Right, so we do have our tanks moving in there. These fellows are at 40 out of 46. I think what I could do then is go on movement mode. Everything should then arrive at the same time. Whoops. That'll be nice. Obviously, we do have additional armor this time around, which is going to be great news. Of course, he has the tank battalion here, as far as we can tell. Possibly here now. Hard to say. Hard to say. The additional tank regiment is on the way here as well. It was a fairly quiet one. We did see that he now has SBDs at Wake. He sank the 2 AMCs that we sent out that way, unfortunately. But we did pick up on a task force out here, way out to the north, which is fantastic. And very likely to be his carrier group. So that's good information to have there. Don't believe he's aware of a Knipatai. No, he's not aware of a Knipatai at this moment in time, which is good. There's a part of me that thinks, is it potentially worthwhile to head towards... No, it really isn't. I mean, this is, if I was to engage him, we could potentially... it's an interesting one, because I could potentially have a movement out this way. What I'd have to do is avoid, obviously, Wake's naval search. If we could shut down the Wake naval search, that would actually give us a hell of a lot more in the way of options there. So I'd like to continue to bombard Wake. I think we can definitely still carry on with that. It'd be nice if we could see him come in to engage us. I mean, this is it. We do have some time. We don't have a huge amount of time, but we do have time to carry out this Wake operation. I'd love to try and draw him into an actual confrontation with Knipatai, really. What do you guys reckon, then? Do you think he'd be looking towards a confrontation? Or do you reckon he's probably looking towards sniping of invasion forces, which I'd imagine he's probably trying for? Maybe he believes that we're not landing away, because he says, oh, retreating, etc. Maybe he believes that. I doubt it, I doubt it. He knows that we'll be back. He knows we'll be back. But maybe he doesn't expect us to continue much sooner. Who knows? Parmentier is from Belgium, but he doesn't send me any chocolate. Well, this is it. I'm not going to react to it, because we don't need to react to it, really. I'd love to be in a position to where we could actually engage it, but it's not possible to really do that. Yeah, as Force says, stick with the troops. We can't afford... Well, we could lose forces. It's not that we'd want to lose forces. It's not that we can't afford to. It's just not great. But no, I do agree with that notion. We don't need to venture beyond this area. What I'd love to do is actually try to get him to actually engage. That'd be great. Especially if we could have him engage in this area. Because we do have a grown amount of actual power over here at Roy Namur, it is. What I'd like, what I would really like for him to do is think, right, okay, so KB's here, I'm going to go ahead and strike a track, which would be great. Kind of wish he'd shown up, I mean, it's not that far away, maybe he goes this way, I doubt it, though. I don't know, his position indicates that it looks as if he's heading towards Midway. I imagine he's heading towards that area. Obviously, what we'll do at this point now is shadow with the submarines in this area, and it gives us a good indication of where he is. Had he shown up closer towards Marcus, I could have believed he might have been heading down this way, but I don't think so. I feel like he's probably heading towards Midway. He probably wants to linger around this area. But now that we have Tongi, we actually have great range out here. I mean, that's only 18. I mean, 20 is actually much, much healthier out here. I could obviously extend that range as well to 25 if I so wish to do so, but it's not not guaranteed to get any sort of detection out here. But we do have much greater detection in this area now, which is excellent. Thank you very much there, Connor. Much appreciated, my man. 3 months on the dot. Yeah. How you doing there, Quarter? Oh, he does that all the time. He does that all the time. The lucky thing is we don't really need to concern ourselves with what he is or isn't going to do, because it really doesn't particularly matter. Like, we're going to continue with our operation. I'd love him to go for areas like Roy Namur, because then we can fight back, and he may not actually be expecting such resistance. It'd be great to trick him and then have a KGB confrontation. But we're looking for a confrontation. If he wants to come in, we'll get it. Yes, his aircraft awake and smoked in time, which is why I would like to bombard still. But we'll be able to do that very shortly. We do have these assets over here now, more or less safe, so we can have them dropped off, and that gives us a lot more free reign there. How you doing there, Leon Rule? That's a cool name, by the way. Really cool name. Right, yes. As I was saying, it does help us out to actually have these assets over here now, because we can actually see what is required to have. How you doing there, Razor? Thanking you as well. Excellent day. Right, so no units have unloaded as of yet, which is cool. Are they actually on track to head to... Oh, so they're heading towards Quadulane anyway, so that's cool. Yeah. It gives us an opportunity to refuel in a protected position, which is really nice. Excellent, you've been refueled. That's 3. Yes, rearmed. That's very good. You are actually a float plane equipped sub I'd love to have out there. Right, so we have more or less ample amounts of fuel, which is excellent. These forces are on board here. What I'd like to see is their condition. Ah, they're... Alright, disruption is what I'm picking up. I was picking up fatigue, but no, it's disruption. Right, so the tank units are fairly disrupted. Yeah, okay. So... disruption varies, but yeah, there's a fair amount of disruption on the SLLF. What we want to do then is actually have them unloaded and rested then. So we'll have them unloaded at Quadulane because we do have a level 3 port. It's a bit annoying because I do have... I could potentially unload them at Roynamur because obviously the stacking limit has to be taken into account. But the stacking limit shouldn't be too bad, really. Is this really complaining about lack of supply again already? Ah, fuck's sake. Yeah, it's kind of annoying like that. Yes, high disruption is very bad, which is why I want to have them unloaded, really. Venanicov's not too bad, really. If you play against the AI, it's not too bad because you kind of get an idea of what you should be doing. It's higher as Japan because there's a lot of things you have to do as Japan. It's quite high if you're playing against a experienced opponent because an experienced opponent will do everything they can in their power to kick your ass. Yeah, exactly, as Infinite Monkey says there. And believe him, he is a professional go-go dancer. He knows his way around the coin per hour. Okay. No, in fairness, it's looking pretty good. We're in a position now where Japan is... Well, we had a sobering realization there of the threat to Japan, so, well, that's not going to happen again. Because we are going to be defending ourselves there. Shame we didn't get any prior warning, but well, happens. But indeed, he can't hit Japan. He's revealed where his carriers are, so we have that information. At this moment in time, there's really not anything he can do to particularly surprise us as such. There's no unknowns as such. The only unknown would be the Royal Navy, but then the Royal Navy would be meeting resistance in the Dutch East Indies. We obviously have been preparing resistance for some time. The USN carrier force is in a position now that is apparently known. I can't say it's carriers as I can't confirm that, but I have to strongly... Well, I have a strong indication that it is carriers. So at this point in time, we continue with the wake operation. I think what I'd love to do is establish an ability to resist... maybe like Saipan, maybe Bardwab. I'd like to be able to resist in that sort of middle area. It's like a middle area that I can't quite... Like, this sort of area over here is like an area where he could slip through. There's not a whole lot we can do. I mean, maybe something possibly based at Saipan, like the flotilla, maybe. I mean, there's not a huge amount. Well, actually, no. I take that back. Like, Tinian wouldn't be too bad. There's no airfield there. Sucks. That's a size 4 there. I don't know, we'll have to think about that. It's nice to actually have the opportunity there. To discuss where another air flotilla could go. But things are looking pretty good. We do have our economics underway. We obviously do have these assets heading home, which is cool. Now, I'm very happy about this. Very, very happy about that. Yeah, see, I would have thought he could have moved through here, considering that we didn't control this hex side there, but okay. Pretty low numbers there. 3 units. Apparently. I will have the division of the 51st move to Chungking. It's going to take them 2 days. I think it's Major Road. Yeah, it's Major Road, so 2 days they're going to head there. But that's a real nice movement. So in wooded rough terrain. And there's no roads there, so that's that unit there, effectively buggered. What was it, a core? It was a very weakened core, so it's not much of a threat anyway. These guys had a hell of a time. Yeah, so they can prepare to cross over now. So we're looking at Luchao, we're looking at 5 units there. Obviously one of those units being the one that were kicked out from here as well. So we're looking at 1 core there. So they can set to follow each other. In the same operations mode. So 1 turn of marching in movement mode, 2 turns of combat mode, and we'll be across into Luchao and kick their ass. We do have preparation increasing, which is quite good. It'd be great if I could try and get like a command HQ to give support to that, but I don't know if it's required really. A HQ would be great in all honesty, but we'll see about that. The game's well worth it. Yeah, it's well worth it. It just got on sale, but it'll be on sale very, very soon. Okay. Right. 39th Division making progress there. Okay, so 39th Division's 14 into that 46-mile journey. Not long now. It is definitely worthwhile. So that core I will demolish then shortly. We do have 41st Division that can begin marching from today. The 1st Army has begun marching already there. 9 miles into that journey. I don't think there's a demo as such, but I mean you can watch my series. There's a lot of gameplay there. Hint, hint. Right, so they're heading south there. So we'll destroy that unit there, and then we can begin to move on down this way. I do have an armoured car unit moving this way, because I do want to try and control these roads here. Ah, that's a shame. I was kind of hoping that Chungking would have been unoccupied. But, oh well. Let's see. What I'm going to do with this unit then is actually have it head down this way. What I'd like to do is actually open up both sides of Chungking so I can actually get supply throughput there. That'd be great. Oh no, you'll be able to find it. I mean, I'm still a crap player now, you know what I mean? So, you'll be fine. Just takes time, just like anything. We're playing against a human opponent here. The game is a play-by-email, so obviously it's a turn-based game as you'd expect. So yes, we are in turn. So this is the 102nd turn. We've been playing a little while now. Okay, have these guys unloaded. Yeah, effectively. No, I'm not going to be doing the THG one for a little while, really. When I do get some more time from university, then I will be able to do that. It's not that long until I get some more time off anyway, so I'll be able to do that. But it's very difficult to maintain even one series at a moment in time. Rather more difficult to do 2, as I've found there. Yeah, the tanks are Northern China indeed. So we do have a unit here that retreated, so we can go ahead and destroy that unit there. Now, the terrain is desert. I think we can go for a shock attack there, frankly, because yeah, he has no defense against it. Butcher him, essentially. That unit's sent in there, too. And we do have this over here, which is excellent. So it's not too far now until we arrive over here at Rumchi and gain access to that oil, which I'm looking forward to. Right, so we do have additional armoured cars here, which is cool. We've lost sight of these fellows over here. Interesting way there. Interesting that the armor's taken that path and the infantry's taken this path. I mean, alright. Secondary after a point anyway. Now these armoured cars heading there towards Kianko 2. Armoured cars aren't particularly fantastic, but they are still nice to have. There we are. So we have additional forces massed over here now. So do have the 2 mixed brigades. We'll have a third one joining us shortly, which should give us about 600 AV-ish. I'd like to have maybe a bit more than that, but I reckon we could probably manage that. Right now, here we are. We finally have the 2 brigades and that unit there, which is cool. What I'm going to do then is... do I go for a shock attack? I think a deliberate's fine. Huh. Something like that, I'm sure. So 5 miles a day there. Right. Then combat mode. This unit's heading out towards SunYan in the wrong mode. Right, okay, that needs to head back there because we do have those Oscars. 2 days back, man. Is it major? Secondary, goddammit. Well, they could be transferred. Just obviously these guys are here, but they'll have to remain there on the ground until we can get the aviation support back in. Oh well. Could maybe fly an aviation unit there, but we'll be okay, I'm sure. Yeah, he's adamant on marching this way, which... okie dokie. 1061 here at the moment. The bombardment's quite nice. I mean, we inflicted loss and didn't take anything, which is good. See light cloud here. Now, supply situation then... okay, so it does use up a fairly hefty amount. Not a huge amount, but a hefty amount. I get time off in December, but that's still some time away now. Until then, there's no time off. Which is why I'm doing Japanese immediately after this. Gotta be on it. Gotta be on it. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, I was expecting him to bombard, but that's fine. Remain on station is fine at this moment in time, but... then we could have them set to head back to Shanghai and keep it rolling over. Yeah, I don't know, probably something like that. The UK system's fucked. It's essentially just a debt bubble waiting to happen. Well, way into burst. Okay, these elements moving in over here then, which is cool. So we'll have the second tanker regiment now, which I'm quite happy about. Some engineers. I'm not going to really have them committed to any sort of battle because they're kind of precious in that sort of that kind of way because I don't get them back here. Exactly. As Guy says there. Oh dear. But I can use them to help construct assets in the area. I don't know if I'll construct anything over here at Canton. I don't know if it's actually worthwhile to do anything here at Canton. I might build a port, though, perhaps. It's already a very large port, but I don't know if I'd really want to either. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Not too sure. But I thought I'd have them sent to China, and then at least if we do want them, they can be used. Right, the APDs are moving out here now, so they'll be arriving here shortly, which is good. Now, Akyab appears to be without a garrison. I may have them take Akyab. I don't think I need a garrison in Akyab. I don't. Let's see, is there infantry in both? Infantry there, infantry there. I might have them, I'll have them split then actually. Take that and... No, don't return to goddamn Singapore. No, it's not really worth garrisoning. I mean, like, a small unit would be fine. It's one of those of where it's on the road, on his road there. It's more difficult for us to defend because obviously we don't have a direct road there. Yeah, it's one of those, really. Yeah, it's a difficult one. But I can't see him really going for any sort of real big counteroffensive. He might go for like a limited counteroffensive if that. But he has taken some significant losses in this area. Okay, so our assets are moving out here. Right. Yeah, eventually, yeah, sure. It depends, really. I mean, once we have China wrapped up, then we can actually really take a serious look at what we want to do next. I mean, I would like to potentially push further into India, because he is weaker than I imagine he would traditionally be at this point. So we do have some opportunities to potentially take advantage of. But yeah, I'd prefer the Soviets, frankly. But this is it, we just need to take a look and just really prepare for whichever one we do decide upon. Okay, 42 Venom times 3. I'm not too sure what that's what this is. Might be too much for them to handle, but it'll make it tough for them. 25. Right, so we do have 11th Tank Regiment heading south, which is good. I need them to move out towards Kyanko. So what I'm going to do then is have them set these guys to march to Kyanko. Set them all to march that way. Cancel that. That sets that movement to Kyanko there. Good, so that's sort of a tank regiment that can head down that way. Kwantong army there. Now I know there's units around here, so I'm going to have a unit moved up there. Actually. I mean, this is it, though, Josh. You've got to think it's on the coast, so it could be bombarded. He can march troops along this road faster than we can march troops to reinforce it. Is it really worth holding on to? Meh. Is anything there of value? Nah, not really. There's an airfield, but I mean, there's other airfields. And there's other airfields that we can actually defend to a much greater degree, really. I'll take it, but I don't think I'll really want anything with it. It might have some prominence at some points, but it's never going to be a very important base because it's just really where it is. It's just not particularly great. You got a hard on for that, haven't you, Thor? You've got a real hard on for that one. No, I get the point there. I get the point there. I think it'd be kind of mad to fortify. Because it just, I mean, this is it. It makes it tougher, but then again, he's running out of supply. Well, he's using supply to do that, which he doesn't have a great deal of. He's lost the north, he's lost Burma almost entirely. He's losing more Chinese cities, but we'll see. I could go for it. I mean, this is it. Obviously, we can hit the airfield, and I probably will switch over to hitting the airfield anyway, because we can get those supply hits. We can do both. We can do both. I think what I'll do then is hit the airfield then. Get that 100 damage or something like that, and then we can start just going with the ground. Obviously, hitting the supply is quite nice too. We could do both, which is a nice thing to have. Nice to have that option. And we do have other bombers as well that I'd like to employ. Like, I do need to build up SunYan so we can actually have it used by bombers of that size. This has been built up to... I mean, Ichang actually surprisingly would be useful to have, because I could actually build that up to size 2 airfield and give me another airfield a bit closer there. So it's kind of funny like that. Yeah, exactly. For there are reasons to do it, and you do not always see the exact details. There are reasons to bomb ground troops. There's reasons to bomb the airfield. We can do both. I'm choosing to put priority on the airfield this time around, but there are very good reasons to still hit his ground troops. Very good reasons. We can do both, and we will do both, but don't get too sidetracked by one rather than the other, because they do have both their merits. And this is why I'd like to have additional airfields. I mean, technically I could bomb him from Hankau, and I'm considering doing that as well, to be honest. It's 11 hexes. I think the Sally can manage 12 at extended. Yeah, I can only manage normal 10, so it'd halve their bomb load, which kind of sucks. So they could potentially still do it, but I just need that hex closer, man. There's a lot of level 1 airfields. That's the problem. I don't quite have enough aviation support up over here to really be effective. Well, for it to be viable over a long time. Yeah, Iceycrome, this is why I like Iceycrome, because it's that close. I'd have to build it up, but frankly, by having all these engineers over here, it'd be done pretty quick. I'd only need to be like a level 2, obviously I'd have to get the aviation support out there. But I do have major roads here, which is quite nice. That's why I want Iceycrome, because that actually would have some value at this point in time. Okay. That's Leon Raw. Good to have you, my friend. You too, my friend. You too. Thank you very much for the follow there. Looking forward to seeing you again in the future. Right, these fellows over here. I'm going to wait, obviously, for the reinforcements to arrive. See you then, man. Right, let's see. Good. That's what I bloody want to see here. Right, now that's what I want. So we do have the 27th Infantry Division over here now, which is great news. So I see 1 unit over here. We're looking at 21,000 over here in 5 units. Right, 28,000 then in 5. Resources would be nice. I'd like to try and isolate Wenkao. What's the terrain there? Is it ×2? Oh, it's clear terrain. Wow. Okay, yeah, they go there. They go there. Yeah, we'll kick his ass there then. That's good then. That's really quite nice there. What I'll do then is they can remain as they are. Let's see. Have you remain as you are then. We do have additional units, so I do want to set up a wall essentially. Okay, we'll have that unit sent that way. That takes that hex side there, so we control both sides there. And then we could just try and control it all, really. So that really is the garrison requirement there. That's not quite enough to manage that entirely. But even so, this unit I could still make use of. Let's see. I'd like to have that. I think use that to potentially. That's not a bad position, Vex. Yeah, I want it in that position there. Reason being, it does cover the southern. Well, it gives us power 1 if he sends that unit there. It's also in ×3, so at least it have a little bit of chance. Not much, but yeah. The city south of Chang and north of Changsha. Changte. There's 40 AV there base. It's wooded. Wooded. It's ×2, so it'd be tough. So too tough for paratroopers really on their own. Xiang Tan. It's clear terrain, which would be better. But we'll get into a position where we'll be able to put the pressure on here. We're not far from breaking him here, which is good news. Quite looking forward to that. We'll be breaking him here shortly as well, so that allows us to then move additional men there. It's not long now. Mixed brigade there. Chikyang, Tuyun. I mean, these are likely garrisoned. Yeah. And it could be taken and the troops could be pulled out, but then this is it, isn't it? It's like, is it really worthwhile doing? Depends, really. We'll see. We'll see. Right. I don't know if we can. I don't think we can. I'm not too sure. I don't try it often, but I don't think we can. Right. Let's see. Yeah, the good news is we're going to have 2 divisions across here shortly. I can't see us not taking Lushao. I think what I might do is actually have the bombers thrown against the units at Lushao there. I think they have some AA, but I don't think they have much. Well, this is it. Frankly, having more and more bombers in China is a good thing. I think I did transfer. Yeah, where are they? Where are they? I Ah, here we are, yes. I wondered where they were. I transferred the lilies that were at Rangoon to China. The reason being, well, they weren't doing any much good at this area here. So what I can do is actually have them made use of, which is quite nice. Imperial Guard divisions over here at Lashio. They're going to begin march now to Paoshan. Right. I think what I'll do is actually start hitting that unit there. So I'd like to clear up the... Well, I'd like to allow these units to move elsewhere now. I don't imagine it's a strong unit, but I want to make sure that we can actually handle that with the Naval Guard there. Yeah, so Imperial Guards are there. 5th Division's just fallen up behind. So they'll be a little bit longer. Artillery fallen up as well. We're flying the Southern Army over there. Excuse me. Let's see. I'm not too sure, to be honest. I'm not sure what I want to do with that raiding regiment, really. Might be worthwhile to potentially just transfer it over to China, in which case I'd rather just fly it over to, like, Hanoi or something. Be much, much faster. Possibly. Right, not too far now. Right, so maybe a turn or two. About 2 turns before they get there. Maybe about... Yeah, maybe about 3 turns before we can actually take that. But not long. Right, they're bloody moving along last. About time. Okay, so there's 85k resources coming in there, which is nice. I'm looking forward to these guys as well, because we do have... I'd rather not use lemurs, but I'd rather just get anything moving troops. So we do have a number of naval guard over here, but I kind of sat doing jack calls most of the time. And I'd like to get them deployed elsewhere. Right, plenty of resources there, 160k. Quite a lot of supply there. So if that's like, what, 300, 400k resources there, they'll be arriving in Japan shortly. Good amount there. $18k. That's 80. Sorry, that's 37k fuel, apparently. Is it? No. It says load, but the load's not the same. 18k fuel. I was going to say that's crazy. 22k fuel there. Ah, there they are. And there's a 95k fuel over here as well, then. So yeah, we'll have something like 300 to 400,000 tons of resources moved into Japan, and about 100,000 units of fuel moved into Japan, which is quite nice. Not be that long there, really, until we have that arrive in Japan. Now, it's good. We did have a temporary shortfall of resources at Tokyo for a while, which is kind of annoying. It looks like that has been... no, it's still low. It's still low, which is very strange. Very strange. We'll have a big influx of resources here shortly. That's very strange. Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, having more AKs around here is be quite good too, because we can pull more and more. Ah, that's cool. Still about 100 odd days before that one could be reformed. So not bad far away. So there's running reconnaissance over last show then. Nice. Oh, there we are. Some devices have been upgraded at Tokyo. Very nice. Ah, the Hong Kong Special Base Force there. Cool. Oh, that's great to have, then. Yeah, that's nice. That's very nice. I don't think it needs any replacement, so. A little. Cool. Right, so at least we actually have some... yeah, at least we actually have some SLF in there, which I'm quite happy about. The 25mm guns are actually quite nice. They're really... As far as it goes for, like, ground-based AA, it's not bad. It's better than the majority, but those 8cm dual purpose guns really do take the biscuit. This unit I'm going to have redeployed elsewhere, really. It's a non-static unit, so I'll get it the bloody hell out of here. It's not a huge amount of guns, but at least having those 8cm ones does mean that they can actually do something. Possibly. Tachi 6. Ah, cool. Hokkaido is full of resources. One port is a hex away. Yeah, we've got that going as well. We've got that going too. Now, let's see. We've got these guys over here bringing in resources. It was disrupted to a degree because of the potential carrier strikes out this way, which kind of slowed us down a bit, but there are assets here. Right, we'll go here then. There's a lot of resources. Ground reinforcement, sure. So we gained some anti-tank guns then. 3 days cool. Another naval guard unit at Tokyo soon. What's the naval guard? They're not going to arrive quite yet. Soon. Oh, those garrison battalions, that would be great news, actually. Oh, nice. Sort of by southwest area HQ. It's only a naval HQ. It would be great if it was a command HQ so I could use torpedoes, but a naval HQ's alright, I guess. We'll have it by then, really. Two days there. They'll arrive tomorrow. They'll probably arrive tomorrow. So yeah, reinforcements are arriving. The 55th engineer arrived here, man. That's cool. Yeah, it's going well enough. Keep bombarding them. We'll have more AV arriving soon enough. Right, here we are. Alright, get them loaded up. How you doing there, Rolling? Good to have you, my friend. Yes! Good to have you too. I hope you're feeling well. Alright, dock 'em. Lock 'em and dock 'em. Alright, we do need to capture a number of bases in this area. I'm going to start, I think... It's hard to say where he's actually running patrols from, but I know he's running patrols. Go for that one as well. So I might need a couple more AV to actually take... I don't think it's much over here, it's wrong, actually. That's fine, man. That's fine. Oh, sorry about that. I've got a cold still. I feel really bad. I just couldn't breathe otherwise. Yeah, I get what you mean. Well, oh well. It is what it is, really. Having those Singapore garrison and battalions would be nice. I mean, Singapore's only about 60 garrison AV, sorry, so that'd be great. It frees up a unit that can head elsewhere then, which is very nice. Toyota, Toyohara, what can I? Oil and resources. Oh, I know. I mean, we're trying to drag as much as we can here. We had a small bit of disruption from the American carriers, but that's more or less over now. Dutch Harbour, Dutch Harbour. We're going to have a good amount of prep for Dutch Harbour, but I don't know if we'd ever get a chance to take Dutch Harbour. Hopefully we can get a victory over here. I mean, if we can actually get into grip, well, get into a point where we can get to grips with carriers, we're quite happy there. We'll see. Oh, Dutch Harbour. Interesting. Primary Shield Gym was actually quite nice. I defended, which is quite cool. It does make me wonder if we want to have more torpedo capability out this way. It's a difficult one because there's not really much that's great out here. It could be useful, but we'll see. We'll see. I think I'm going to go ahead and actually no, we'll call it after this. I'll take a look at the R&D and then we'll go ahead and call this as an episode for today. Yeah, 4 or 5 days. So only a few days now to get that. But we are making progress now on the A6 M8, which is great news. Be able to bring that down pretty quick now. Okay. It still take time, but it's not going to take that much time. Making good progress over here on D4YC. Obviously, because it arrives end of 42-ish anyway. Yep, 9:42. So September there, not far away. Making progress on the Helen. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Iceycrome. Okay. So still got 5. Got 6 there. I don't think we've had progress yet, but we are making progress there. That's cool. Okay. No, we're not far away now. We are making good progress. Like, we're going to be crossing over here in 3 days then. Be over here at Chungking in 2 days. You're funny there, Just. You're funny. I'm sure he's going to be able to do that on a pose as well. Yeah. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and call it here. So thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed it. Looking forward to the next episode. So, I have something to say. Have a great one. And, is it Matoraishu? Matoraishu. I always forget what it is. But Matoraishu, I'll say for this time being. Until next time. Thank you and goodbye.